Today I'm going to provide some tips for watering when you're starting seeds indoors. I went to a garden club meeting at the office where I work. They were just starting it up and I went to help out. And one of the most common questions people had was how and when to water. So I've provided some different types or vessels here for watering. First off, this is too big. So we're going to put this aside. This is going to splash the dirt out of there. It's going to disrupt the seeds. Too strong of a stream of water. Here is a seed tray. One way that I'll water it is with a mister like this. That's fine. You've got a tray of seeds that you're starting. Typically I'll water it this way when I check it in the morning or in the evening. I'll take a look and just give it a little misting, make sure it's moist. But when starting a tray like this, I want to make sure that the soil is thoroughly moist throughout. And in order to do that, what I will do is actually pull out one of the seed trays, and I will put a good amount of water into the tray that's holding them. This is called bottom watering, and you want to fill the tray a quarter to a third of the way with water. Once you've done that, you want to put the seed tray back in. And if we look at the coloration of the soil that's too dry, like right here, it's very light colored. And I actually did this earlier. I soaked some of this so you can see what it looks like when the soil is properly moistened. So here's a seed tray. You can see the soil should turn nice and dark, where that really light soil is way too dry. So here's two that are completely moistened properly, and here's one that's sort of mixed. You can see the difference between the light and the dark. So you're going for that dark look for the soil to be properly moist. Once all the seed trays are properly moist like this and the soil's nice and dark, it's a good idea to remove any excess water. So you take out one of the seed trays, and what I would do is I've got this little turkey baster thing that I use for delicate, gentle watering, but I can also use it to suck out water and put it in my watering container here. Next, once your seeds have sprouted and you have young plants, how do you water these guys? A couple ways of doing it. I showed you in my last video on transplanting how I use this baster to do some precision watering. These plants are still very delicate and I don't want to damage the stems and break them. So this is one way of doing it. For a mister, you don't want to mist these because, again, they're young, they're delicate, and they're very susceptible to fungus and mold. So you don't want to water the leaves or the greenery. You really only want to get the soil wet and moist to prevent any type of fungus or mold. It's okay for the, starting the seeds, that's fine. Keeping those moist. But once they become plants, you want to discontinue using the sprayer. And these, once you put them in the sun, they're going to dry out a lot faster. So this I like, it's helpful, but at some point these are going to just need tons and tons of water. They're going to dry out and they're going to be just sucking moisture very quickly, and bottom watering is essential for these. So again, you pull out, there's already an empty space here where I can pour water, and you're going to do the same method, the bottom watering, by adding about a quarter to a third of the way up the tray with water. So that's watering the seedlings.